We often trivialize the word hate. We downplay it and say things like, I hate this outfit, or I hate this job. But the truth is, a person who feels hate is constantly engaged with the emotion. Hate may be incited or learned over time. We're not born with it, and it's not inherent. But anger is different. While anger may be sparked by a single incident, like someone spilling coffee on you, hate is often a more deeply rooted emotion directed at a person's identity. We might hate people we know very well, or even a person we once loved. Sometimes it turns into contempt. Contempt involves a complete lack of engagement and an emotional detachment that can potentially lead to negative consequences. It can be challenging to rally a group of people to hate someone or something, as it often requires persuasion and the creation of a us versus them mentality. Hate of this nature often stems from fear, whether it be fear of the unfamiliar or fear of the unknown. To manage these fears, we may try to eliminate the source of them. As humans, we've waged all kinds of wars, with death tolls reaching millions because of some aversion to our counterparts. In the early days, it is speculated that hatred and conflict stemmed from species trying to survive with the limited resources that were available. Stories can also incite hate, and people have learned to use this to their advantage. Let's take a look at this story. A woman frantically calls 911 from her home, claiming that a man in her house tried to kill her. The man is found lying on the floor inside the woman's residence. At this point, we sympathize with the woman. We might even be anxious for her. What if the man wakes up and attempts to kill her again? The man dies before the police arrive. A few hours before his death, the man had left his job. He was looking forward to meeting this woman. At their meeting spot, he sees her and waves. They have a couple of drinks. He tells her it was getting late and wants to leave, but she suggests to go to her place. He declines, but she insists. He shrugs inwardly and accepts. At her place, she makes him a drink. A few minutes in, his eyelids grow heavy. He looks at her, questioningly, then horror-stricken, but a bit too late when he realizes she put something in his drink. The woman gets up, smiling. The man attempts to stand as well, but feels as though his body is made of lead. Suddenly, he experiences a severe pain in his side. He looks up and sees the woman watching him, holding a sharp object. Confused, he puts his hand on his side and realizes he's bleeding. He falls to the floor. Days later, the police reveal the man's identity and conclude their investigation. It turns out that the man was killed in a paid assassination. As more information about the story comes to light, we learn who the true villain is. However, if we didn't have the full story, our perception of the man would not change. This scenario occurs frequently in today's world, with the media, politicians, and even friends. In a time of information overload, it is more important than ever to carefully consider the information that is being presented. Researchers trace hate to early days of evolution. They found areas of the brain that became activated when a person felt hate. These were closer to the oldest layer of the brain. This brain layer apparently does not learn very well from experience, but tends to repeat instinctual behaviors over and over in an automated way. Remarkably, the brain patterns for hate share two areas with the brain patterns for romantic love. This may explain the metaphor, a thin line between love and hate.